Emma Hartley checked her tablet one more time as the spaceship Horizon slowed down to orbit the greenish planet. Her heart raced slightly with excitement. This was her first mission as the chief biologist, and it was a special one. The planet, named Velora by its inhabitants, had reached out to humanity a few months ago. The Velorans, an alien species that looked remarkably similar to humans but with faint, shimmering skin and large, curious eyes, were eager to exchange knowledge. Emma stood by the large observation window, watching the lush green planet below. Behind her, the ship's captain, Greg Collins, approached. "You ready, Hartley?" he asked in his calm, steady voice. She nodded, smiling slightly. "More than ready. I can't believe we're finally here. This could change everything we understand about life in the universe." Greg chuckled softly, patting her shoulder. "No pressure then, huh?" Emma laughed lightly. The doors opened, and she followed the captain to the shuttle bay. There, Luke Brennan, the pilot, was preparing their landing craft. Luke was easygoing and friendly, always making everyone feel at ease. "Morning, Emma," Luke greeted cheerfully. "Ready for the big meeting?" Emma nodded enthusiastically. "Absolutely. Let's hope they're as friendly in person as they've been through our messages." As they descended into Velora's atmosphere, Emma stared through the window, captivated by the sight. Bright forests stretched as far as the eye could see, broken only by shining blue rivers and elegant structures scattered about the landscape. They landed gently in a wide clearing, surrounded by tall trees and flowering bush. The shuttle doors opened, and a warm, sweet breeze filled the cabin. Emma stepped onto the soft grass, taking a deep breath of fresh air. A small group of Velorans emerged from a nearby path. Leading them was Zilara, their chief researcher. Zilara smiled warmly as she approached, her shimmering skin reflecting sunlight like soft pearls. "Welcome to Velora. Emma Hartley, I am Zilara. It is wonderful to finally meet you in person." Emma smiled back sincerely. "The honor is mine, Zilara. We've been looking forward to this day for a long time." The two groups exchanged formal greetings, quickly relaxing into more friendly conversation. Zilara guided them to a beautiful building with graceful curves and open walls, blending perfectly with the natural surroundings. Inside, Emma marveled at the simple yet advanced technology, clean lines, and natural colors. "We are eager to learn from each other," Zilara explained softly. "Our species has similarities, but many differences as well. Your biological data fascinated us greatly." Emma felt a thrill run through her. "We found your data equally intriguing, particularly your fertility and reproduction methods. I'm curious to understand more about your approach." Zilara hesitated slightly, her large eyes briefly showing discomfort. "Our species has encountered problems recently. Fertility rates have decreased, and emotional satisfaction is not optimal. We hoped your knowledge might provide insights we have overlooked." Emma felt immediate sympathy. "We will share everything we can. Humans value emotional connections highly, especially in reproductive relationships." Zilara tilted her head. Intrigued. Emotional connection? This concept is somewhat unfamiliar to us. Emma nodded, understanding dawning on her. "For us, reproduction is often closely tied to emotional intimacy. Relationships built on trust and affection typically result in higher satisfaction and healthier offspring." Zilara looked thoughtful, her shimmering eyes filled with curiosity. "Perhaps our struggles relate directly to this lack of emotional bonding. Our species prioritizes efficiency and genetic compatibility above emotions." Luke, who had been listening quietly, added, "Maybe that's what's missing. We can share more personal examples if that might help." Zilara's expression brightened. "Personal experiences would be incredibly helpful. Understanding how humans balance emotional and physical aspects could be the key." Emma felt both excitement and responsibility. This was precisely why she had become a biologist, to help bridge understanding between vastly different species. "Then let's start with some simple discussions and see where it leads us." Zalara agreed eagerly. Yes, please. This could help transform our entire approach to reproduction and emotional health. Your human insights may be the answer we've been seeking. Together, they sat down around a table, exchanging basic stories and simple explanations. Emma listened carefully, fascinated by Zalara's descriptions and thoughtful questions. As the day passed, Emma realized something profound was beginning, a true meeting of minds and hearts across species dot by evening. As the sun set, casting golden hues across Zalora, Emma knew she had taken the first steps in something extraordinary. With warmth and hope in her heart, she looked at Zalara, whose eyes sparkled with renewed excitement and curiosity. Together, they would uncover the secrets of what truly connected all living beings, no matter how different they might appear on the surface. In the following days, Emma Hartley found herself increasingly fascinated by the Valorans, especially Zalara. They spent hours discussing the differences and similarities between their species. Zalara, who was open and curious, often asked Emma questions that challenged even her understanding of human biology and emotions. One morning, Zalara invited Emma to a peaceful laboratory nestled within a forest clearing. The building, bright and airy, was filled with gentle sunlight and the calming scent of blooming flowers. Emma noticed various displays showing Valoran anatomy and reproduction cycles. Our species has evolved with a very direct, practical approach, Zalara began softly, guiding Emma to one of the transparent screens. But it seems this approach might lack something critical. Emma studied the data carefully. Your reproductive process is technically efficient, but you're right, it seems too clinical, missing emotional involvement entirely. Zalara nodded slowly, her eyes full of thoughtful intensity. Tell me more about human emotions connected to reproduction. How do these feelings influence your biological processes? Emma took a moment, carefully choosing her words. Emotional connection often makes human relationships stronger. When two people care deeply for each other, their bodies respond positively. This improves fertility, overall satisfaction, and even the health of their children. Zalara tilted her head, intrigued. Can emotions genuinely affect your biology that much? Emma smiled gently, understanding the confusion. Absolutely. Our feelings influence hormones and brain chemicals, which in turn affect our bodies. Love and emotional bonding are powerful forces for humans. Zalara seemed fascinated, absorbing the new information. This could be what we've overlooked. Perhaps our species' decline is related directly to our lack of emotional depth. Emma stepped closer, feeling compassion for Galara's concern. Would it help if we explored this more practically? Maybe through simulations or controlled experiments? Zalara brightened immediately. That's an excellent idea. We can use our technology to simulate human emotional scenarios safely. Over the next several hours, Emma and Zalara designed simple yet meaningful simulations. Zalara proposed they start small, basic scenarios showing emotional bonding between human partners. Emma guided her carefully, choosing gentle scenes of affection and kindness. During their first simulation, Zalara watched intently, her large eyes widening in amazement. The scenario showed two humans sharing quiet moments, holding hands, exchanging gentle touches, and offering supportive words. As the simulation ended, Zalara turned to Emma, deeply moved. I felt a sense of warmth and peace during this experience. Is that how humans often feel? Emma nodded gently. Yes, that warmth is emotional connection. It is vital for us, and it shapes our relationships deeply. Zalara seemed profoundly affected. We must explore more. Could we involve another human to understand different dynamics? Emma immediately thought of Luke Brennan. He was open-minded, empathetic, and ideal for helping Zalara explore these concepts safely. Emma contacted Luke, explaining their plan, and he readily agreed to participate. When Luke arrived at the laboratory, Zalara greeted him warmly, eager to begin. Emma described the simulation carefully, ensuring everyone felt comfortable and understood. Their roles clearly, they initiated another scenario, depicting deeper emotional intimacy. Luke and Emma demonstrated scenarios of trust, open communication, and mutual respect, while Zalara observed intently. Afterward, Zalara sat quietly, absorbing everything she'd seen. I feel strange but very peaceful. It's as if I found something long missing within myself. Emma placed a comforting hand on Zalara's arm, smiling softly. You're experiencing emotional fulfillment. It's essential for humans. And perhaps it's what your people need as well. Zalara nodded, thoughtful and excited. I believe you're correct. We must document this thoroughly to show our leaders. It could transform our entire society. Luke offered encouragement, his friendly demeanor putting Zalara further at ease. We're here to support you however we can. Emma watched Zalara's confidence grow, feeling proud to have facilitated such meaningful discoveries. She sensed a powerful change beginning for Zalara and her people. As the day ended, Zalara thanked them both warmly. Your kindness and willingness to share have given me hope. My people might finally overcome our struggles. Emma smiled, feeling deep satisfaction. We're honored to help, Zalara. Together, we can find answers that neither of us could discover. Alone, returning to their quarters later, Emma and Luke reflected quietly. Both knew their interactions were just beginning, but already the positive impact was clear. Emma glanced out at the lush forest under the gentle twilight, knowing deep in her heart that their journey was about more than science. It was about bridging gaps between worlds, about discovering how love and connection might just save an entire species. In the weeks that followed, Zalara, Emma, and Luke worked closely together, deepening their friendship and understanding. Zalara eagerly embraced new experiences and ideas, her curiosity growing with every discovery. The Valoran community gradually began noticing changes in Zalara. Her peers saw her smiling more, engaging in casual conversation, and openly expressing her thoughts and feelings. One afternoon, Emma, Luke, and Zalara sat together by a serene lake near the laboratory, discussing their progress. The water shimmered gently in the sunlight, creating a peaceful atmosphere. Zalara had become fond of these peaceful gatherings, finding they helped her understand human emotions better. Emma, Zalara asked thoughtfully, have you always understood your emotions so clearly? Emma laughed gently, shaking her head. No, Zalara, humans also struggle with emotions. We learn slowly, through experience and guidance from others. Luke nodded, agreeing. Sometimes understanding your own emotions is harder than understanding someone else's. Zalara sighed softly, looking out over the calm water. My people have never valued such discussions. Perhaps that's why we lost this understanding long ago. Emma placed a reassuring hand on Zalara's shoulder. Your willingness to explore this is already changing things. You're becoming a role model for your community. Zalara smiled, warmth filling her eyes. Thanks to you both, I've begun to feel hope. And more than that, I've begun to truly feel. Over the next days, Zalara became more confident, sharing openly with her people about the emotional aspects she had learned. Initially, some Valorans were skeptical, unsure about incorporating such human practices into their lives. However, Zalara's evident happiness and emotional stability began influencing many around her. One morning, Zalara brought Emma and Luke to speak with a gathering of Valoran elders. The elders listened closely as Emma described how human emotional connections greatly impacted biological and mental health. Luke shared personal stories, demonstrating how emotional support had positively influenced his life and relationships. After their presentation, one elder, named Loran, asked thoughtfully, Zalara, have you genuinely experienced improvement from these human concepts? Zalara stood confidently. Yes, Elder Loran, I have felt emotional peace, greater satisfaction in my daily life, and a clearer mind. These emotions aren't weakening me. They're strengthening me. The elders murmured softly among themselves, discussing quietly. Finally, Elder Loran turned back to Zalara, his expression serious yet curious. We believe you. We authorize further experimentation and deeper exploration of human emotional methods. Relieved and excited, Zilara hugged Emma and Luke warmly and emotional, response she had recently learned and adopted from their simulations. The Valoran elders watched this with surprise. Then mild amusement and understanding the trio spent the following days creating more advanced simulations, designed to further deepen Zilara's emotional understanding. Zilara carefully documented each experience, recording her feelings, reactions, and insights to share with her community. One simulation involved navigating challenges in a relationship. Zilara learned how trust, communication, and patience resolve conflicts. Another simulation showed emotional support during challenging times. Zilara felt genuine emotional responses, compassion, concern, and relief that deeply moved her. Frequently discussed her insights with Emma and Luke, gradually understanding the interconnectedness of emotional health and overall well-being. Zilara's personal experiences started to inspire other Valorans. A small group began joining the experiments, hoping to find the same emotional clarity and satisfaction Zilara had discovered. Emma and Luke warmly welcomed these new participants, carefully guiding each Valoran through simulations. Gradually, the Valoran community began embracing these emotional practices. Many experienced positive changes, reporting greater satisfaction, improved relationships, and even physical improvements in health and vitality. One evening, as Emma and Luke sat with Zilara beside the lake once more, Zilara expressed deep gratitude. "You have both given me something invaluable. My people and I are reconnecting with aspects we had long forgotten." Emma smiled gently. "We're honored, Zilara. Witnessing your journey has been remarkable for us as well." Luke nodded earnestly. "You've taught us as much as we've taught you. Emotional growth goes both ways." Zilara's eyes shimmered softly, reflecting the serene sunset. "This journey is far from over, but now I see a brighter future for my people. One where emotional connection, satisfaction, and understanding guide our path." The three friends sat quietly, enjoying the peacefulness and emotional closeness they had nurtured. Zilara realized deeply that her journey had become about more than saving her species. It was about rediscovering what it meant to truly live. As days turned into weeks, Zilara's emotional experiences became the heart of conversations throughout the Valoran community. Many Valorans observed significant positive changes in their daily interactions, emotional health, and even their physical well-being. Zilara's transformation was a beacon of hope and curiosity. Emma and Luke noticed the changes spreading rapidly as more Valorans began joining the emotional simulations. Zilara was especially attentive, offering gentle guidance and sharing personal insights openly. One afternoon, Zilara approached Emma with an intriguing request. "Emma, do you think we could explore emotional intimacy even more deeply? Many Valorans now understand basic emotions, but deeper emotional connections remain unexplored." Emma considered this carefully. "We could design more detailed simulations, but to explore deeply, we might need more realistic scenarios. Would that be acceptable?" Zilara nodded firmly. "Yes, very much so. Our community is ready for deeper understanding. We see emotional bonding as essential now, thanks to you and Luke." Emma and Luke collaborated closely with Zilara, carefully, creating new simulations that explored deeper emotional intimacy and trust. They included realistic scenarios that demonstrated human interactions during challenging and joyful times alike. In one simulation, Zilara experienced emotional vulnerability when her virtual partner shared personal fears and dreams. She learned the importance of emotional support and reassurance in such moments. Zilara emerged from the simulation visibly moved. "I never realized how powerful trust and support are," Zilara told Emma softly, her voice filled with wonder. "Feeling someone else's vulnerability and offering reassurance. It's very fulfilling." Emma smiled warmly. "That's exactly how deep emotional bonds grow, Zilara. This mutual support strengthens relationships, helping both individuals feel secure and loved." Encouraged, Zalara eagerly shared these insights with her community, sparking deeper discussions among Valorans. They became fascinated by these advanced emotional connections. Intrigued by the depth and strength these bonds offered, Luke helped demonstrate another important concept: maintaining emotional intimacy through consistent and thoughtful communication. He explained carefully how humans actively kept emotional bonds strong. Zalara listened intently, quickly understanding how vital consistent communication was. I understand now. Without ongoing openness and communication, emotional bonds weaken. Humans work hard to nurture these connections. Luke nodded, appreciating her insight. Exactly, Zalara. Emotional relationships require care and effort, but the rewards are significant. Zalara spent the following days carefully practicing these new emotional skills, teaching others as she learned. Many Valorans enthusiastically embraced the practices, noticing immediate emotional satisfaction and deeper, stronger connections. During one quiet evening, Zalara, Emma, and Luke sat together in Zalara's peaceful home. They discussed how far the Valoran community had come since their arrival. Your people have embraced emotional health remarkably fast, Luke observed warmly. You must feel very proud. Zalara smiled gently, eyes sparkling. More grateful than proud. You've both given us such a gift and understanding we desperately needed but didn't know existed. Emma gently touched Zalara's hand. And we've gained just as much, Zalara. You've taught us the beauty of seeing emotional connection unfold from the beginning. Zalara glanced thoughtfully at Emma, then at Luke. There's still one aspect we haven't explored thoroughly: how emotional intimacy impacts your biology. Can we safely simulate that? Emma considered carefully. Simulations could provide some understanding, but it might be better explained practically and theoretically. Human biology responds very specifically to genuine emotional connections. Luke added carefully, we could set controlled demonstrations of human biological responses to emotional situations. It would show clearly how deeply emotions and biology connect. Zalara brightened immediately, clearly intrigued. That would be ideal. Understanding these connections deeply could offer critical insights for our species. Emma and Luke arranged demonstrations, carefully illustrating how human physiology reacted to emotional intimacy, trust, and bonding. Zalara observed carefully, taking detailed notes and asking thoughtful questions. The Valorans who participated found the sessions enlightening and deeply moving. One day, after a particularly insightful demonstration, Zalara spoke quietly with Emma. Seeing how your body reacts to emotional intimacy is remarkable. Emotions seem deeply intertwined with every biological response. Emma nodded earnestly. They truly are, Zalara. Emotions aren't just psychological. They profoundly influence our physical health and well-being. Zalara took Emma's words to heart, determined to share this valuable insight widely within her community. She spoke passionately to the Valoran elders, clearly explaining how emotional intimacy could positively impact their biological health. The elders, deeply impressed by Zalara's insights and confident explanations, agreed unanimously. They authorized expanded research and community-wide education on emotional intimacy and its biological benefits. As the Valoran community eagerly adopted these deeper emotional practices, Zalara, Emma, and Luke felt immense pride and joy. Together, they had opened doors to a brighter, emotionally fulfilling future for Valorans, a future built on understanding, compassion, and deep emotional bonds. Zalara's new understanding spread quickly through the Valoran community, bringing significant changes. Emotional connections and intimacy were now valued as essential parts of daily life. The Valorans, guided by Zalara, eagerly learned from Emma. And Luke, they practiced emotional openness, trust, and bonding, creating stronger relationships throughout their community. Emma and Luke frequently observed the positive impacts of these changes. Valorans reported feeling happier, more peaceful, and deeply satisfied. Even their physical health showed signs of improvement. With increased energy and vitality, one sunny afternoon, Zalara invited Emma and Luke to join a special gathering. It was held in a large, beautiful hall surrounded by gardens filled with blooming flowers. Many Valorans had come, curious and eager to discuss their experiences. Zalara stood confidently in front of the gathering, smiling warmly. Today, we come together to share our stories and celebrate how emotional intimacy has enriched our lives. Emma and Luke have taught us a powerful truth. Emotional connection matters. Many Valorans nodded, murmuring agreement and smiling. Appreciatively at Emma and Luke. Zalara encouraged the Valorans to share their experiences openly. One Valoran named Mira spoke first, describing how her relationship with her partner improved drastically after embracing emotional openness. We talk openly now, sharing fears and dreams. Our bond has never felt stronger, Mira shared warmly. Receiving applause and supportive smiles, another Valoran named Daruz expressed his experience. I used to feel isolated, even among others. Now, thanks to these new understandings, I connect deeply with friends and family. It feels wonderful. Emma and Luke listened, moved by these heartfelt stories. Zalara invited them both to speak as well. Emma stepped forward, looking warmly at the gathered crowd. Your courage to embrace emotional openness has inspired us greatly. It's beautiful to see how you've transformed your lives. Luke added sincerely, we're proud of every step you've taken. Your community is truly extraordinary. As the gathering continued, Zalara approached Emma and Luke, eyes shining with gratitude. I can't thank you enough. Our entire community owes its newfound happiness to your kindness and willingness to share. Emma smiled gently. Seeing your growth and happiness is reward enough, Zalara. Luke agreed warmly. Exactly. We've learned as much from you as you have from us. In the following days, the Valoran elders announced a formal integration of emotional intimacy practices into their society. They set up regular workshops, guided by Zalara and her human friends. To ensure ongoing learning and growth, Emma and Luke continued helping, happily guiding Valorans in building emotional connections. The community's enthusiasm and dedication to emotional growth made every session rewarding and joyful. One quiet evening, Zalara invited Emma and Luke for a peaceful walk along the lake. The sky was painted in gentle hues of purple and pink, reflecting softly on the water's surface. Emma, Luke, Zalara said quietly, her voice filled with deep appreciation. Your presence here has changed our community profoundly. Do you realize how much you've impacted our lives? Emma looked gently at Zalara, moved by her sincerity. We're honored, Zalara. This experience has also deeply enriched our lives. Luke nodded thoughtfully. We came to exchange scientific knowledge, but we gained friendship and understanding. Far beyond expectations, Zalara smiled softly. Friendship is indeed a wonderful discovery. Our connection proves the power of emotional openness. As they walked together, Emma felt a deep sense of accomplishment and joy. She realized their journey had become about more than science. It was about connecting hearts across worlds. Over the next weeks, the Valorans continued flourishing emotionally and physically. Many relationships became deeper, stronger, and happier. Valoran families found joy and peace they had never known before. The positive changes were evident to everyone. Zalara diligently documented the community's experiences and insights. She worked closely with Emma and Luke, ensuring everything they learned was carefully recorded. This information would help future generations of Valorans understand the importance of emotional connections. Eventually, Emma and Luke realized their time on Valor was coming to an end. Their mission had succeeded beyond their dreams, leaving them deeply fulfilled yet saddened to leave. As their departure day approached, Zalara organized a heartfelt farewell gathering. Many Valorans attended, eager to express their gratitude and affection. At the gathering, Zalara spoke sincerely. Emma, Luke, your visit has forever changed us. You've taught us that emotional intimacy is vital, precious, and deeply powerful. Though you return home, your lessons and friendship remain with us always. Emma stepped forward, touched by Zalara's words. You've taught us just as much, Zalara. We'll carry your friendship and wisdom back home. Luke smiled warmly. This isn't goodbye. It's simply the next step in our ongoing connection. As Emma and Luke left Velora, their hearts felt lighter yet deeply moved. They had witnessed the incredible power of emotional bonds to transform entire worlds, and they carried those lessons home with hope and joy. Back aboard the spaceship Horizon, Emma and Luke found themselves thinking often about Velora. The peaceful planet and the kind Velorans had become like a second home to them. Yet, their work was far from over. They still had important tasks to complete. Each evening, they reviewed the data collected on Velora. They carefully documented everything they learned about emotional intimacy, relationships, and its positive impacts on biological health. Emma felt a deep sense of accomplishment whenever she looked at the detailed records they had created together with Zalara. One evening, as they were reviewing their notes, a message arrived from Velora. Emma eagerly opened it, recognizing Zalara's name immediately. Hello, Emma and Luke. Zalara's warm voice came through clearly. Our community continues thriving, thanks to your guidance. Relationships grow stronger every day. But we have discovered something else remarkable. Emma and Luke exchanged curious glances, wondering what new discovery Zalara had made. Zalara continued, her voice excited. We've noticed a significant improvement in our reproductive health. The emotional intimacy practices you taught us seem directly linked to better fertility rates and healthier offspring. We believe emotions genuinely affect biological processes more than we thought. Emma smiled broadly. This was the confirmation she had hoped for, the undeniable connection between emotional bonds and biological wellness. Luke looked equally thrilled. This is amazing, Emma. Your theory was correct. Emotional intimacy directly influences biological health. Emma nodded, deeply satisfied. This will help countless others, not just on Velora, but on many worlds. Zalara's experience proves that emotional health truly matters. They quickly replied to Zalara, expressing excitement and requesting further details. Zalara promptly responded with comprehensive data and personal stories from other Velorans. Days passed swiftly as Emma and Luke reviewed Zalara's data carefully. The results were clear. Emotional intimacy significantly improved fertility rates and overall reproductive health among Velorans. Emma and Luke eagerly prepared a detailed report for Earth's scientific community. They described Zalara's remarkable transformation and provided strong evidence showing emotional intimacy's biological impacts. When their report reached Earth, it created great excitement. Scientists and researchers eagerly discussed this new evidence, recognizing its potential for improving human emotional and physical health. Emma and Luke felt proud knowing their work had created such positive effects. However, they realized their bond with Velora and Zalara had become more than professional. They genuinely missed their friends on Velora. One morning, Luke approached Emma thoughtfully. Emma, do you think we could visit Velora again? I'd love to see how everyone is doing. Emma smiled warmly, agreeing immediately. I feel exactly the same way, Luke. Let's talk to Captain Collins. Captain Collins was enthusiastic about their idea. He recognized the importance of strengthening interplanetary friendships and quickly approved their requests. Soon, the Horizon returned to orbit Velora. Zalara and a welcoming group greeted Emma and Luke warmly as they stepped off the shuttle. Welcome back, Zalara said joyfully, hugging both warmly. We've missed you greatly. Emma felt deeply moved by Zalara's heartfelt greeting. The Veloran community was thriving visibly. Their happiness and health clear. Zalara guided Emma and Luke through Velora, proudly showing improvements in daily life, relationships, and health. Couples and families openly expressed joy and warmth. Something once rare on Velora. Emma observed how deeply emotional intimacy had integrated in the Veloran society. The communities show remarkable emotional intelligence, open communication, and strong, supportive relationships. During their visit, Zalara introduced Emma and Luke to new Valoran families, healthy babies, and happy couples who had benefited from emotional intimacy practices. Emma felt deeply touched, realizing how profoundly their work had impacted so many lives. One evening, sitting by the peaceful lake they had come to love, Zalara expressed deep gratitude once more. "Your initial visit has changed our lives forever. We never imagined such joy and health could exist." Emma gently replied, "Your openness and willingness made this possible. We've learned so much from you." Luke added warmly, "Exactly, Zalara. We've all grown and changed for the better." Zalara smiled peacefully. "Perhaps this emotional bond we share symbolizes the true meaning of interspecies understanding and friendship." Emma felt Zalara's words deeply. "Absolutely, Zalara. Our connection is strong, meaningful, and real." As their visit ended, Emma and Luke felt deep contentment. They had started a journey of scientific discovery, but found friendship, love, and emotional fulfillment along the way. Leaving Valora, Emma felt a strong sense of purpose. Their discoveries about emotional intimacy could help many others. Yet, it was the personal connections, the friendships, bonds, and mutual understanding that she knew she would always treasure most. Returning to the horizon, Emma and Luke were already discussing future visits, eager to see how the Valorans continued to grow and thrive. They knew their relationship with Zalara and her community would remain a beautiful and enduring part of their lives. Back on Earth, Emma and Luke eagerly shared their experiences from Valora with the global scientific community. Scientists, doctors, and researchers found the data fascinating and promising. They quickly realized that understanding emotional intimacy better could benefit humanity in countless ways. Emma became a respected speaker, traveling widely to share what she had learned on Valora. She explained clearly and simply how emotional bonds strengthen relationships, improve mental health, and even increase biological wellness. People everywhere listened closely, inspired by her message. Luke supported Emma, helping organize workshops and interactive events. Together, they demonstrated emotional intimacy practices. People attending these workshops experienced significant positive changes in their relationships and personal lives. News of Emma and Luke's findings quickly spread. Media coverage brought public attention to the importance of emotional health. Communities worldwide began practicing emotional openness and intimacy, experiencing immediate improvements in happiness, health, and relationships. One afternoon, Emma and Luke received another special message from Valora. It was Zalara, excited to share more wonderful news. "Emma, Luke, our community thrives. Emotional intimacy continues bringing profound benefits. Our population grows healthily, and relationships are stronger than ever. I wish you could see it." Zalara's voice was filled with joy. Emma and Luke smiled at each other, feeling deeply happy. Zalara's success affirmed everything they believed. They responded warmly, promising to visit Valora again soon. Inspired by Zalara's message, Emma and Luke worked tirelessly. They partnered with medical experts and psychologists, creating programs that integrated emotional intimacy into everyday life. These programs helped countless people understand the true importance of emotional connections. Months later, Emma and Luke returned once more to Valora. Zalara greeted them warmly, excited to show new community developments. Valora had become a beacon of emotional health. The once reserved Valorans now expressed feelings openly, confidently, and warmly. Families thrived, relationships strengthened, and community bonds became unbreakable. Zalara proudly introduced Emma and Luke to her new partner, Ellerin. Their relationship blossomed through emotional openness, trust, and intimacy. Zalara spoke warmly. "Thanks to your teachings, we've discovered a connection deeper than we ever imagined possible." Emma felt deeply moved. Zalara's personal journey symbolized everything they had hoped to achieve. Luke congratulated the couple warmly, genuinely happy for Zilara. Your happiness proves emotional intimacy's true value. During their visit, Emma and Luke attended several community gatherings. They heard moving stories of personal transformation, stronger relationships, and emotional healing. Each story deepened Emma's belief in the universal power of emotional bonds. Zilara and Ellerin hosted a special event celebrating Emma and Luke's contributions. The Lorens expressed deep gratitude, sharing heartfelt stories of growth and joy. Emma felt profoundly touched, realizing how deeply their work had impacted the community. At the end of the celebration, Zilara spoke sincerely, her voice filled with emotion. Emma, Luke, you came as visitors, but you leave as family. Your kindness and wisdom transformed us forever. Emma stepped forward, speaking warmly. We came seeking knowledge, but we found friendship and love. Your community taught us what emotional connection truly means. Luke agreed wholeheartedly. We are honored to know you. Our bond is strong, lasting, and precious. Returning to Earth, Emma and Luke carried Zilara's friendship deeply within their hearts. They knew their work was far from finished. Inspired by Valora's success, they dedicated themselves fully to promoting emotional intimacy on Earth and beyond. Years passed, and Emma and Luke continued their mission, traveling widely, sharing their message of emotional wellness. Everywhere they went, people embraced their teachings, improving their lives significantly. Eventually, Emma and Luke received global recognition for their groundbreaking work. They humbly accepted awards, always crediting Zilara and the Valoran community as true pioneers in emotional understanding. Throughout their journey, Emma and Luke maintained regular contact with Valora. Zilara shared ongoing progress and successes, always reaffirming the deep bond between their worlds. Late one evening, Emma and Luke received a final heartfelt message from Zilara. Your friendship transformed our world. Thanks to you, we rediscovered joy, love, and emotional fulfillment. You will always have a special place in our hearts. Emma felt tears of happiness as she listened. She looked warmly at Luke, both knowing deeply how meaningful their journey had become. This story spread far and wide, becoming a powerful example of emotional connection and friendship. Valora and Earth grew closer, united by understanding, compassion, and shared experiences. Emma knew their lives had become extraordinary not because of their scientific discoveries, but because of the deep, lasting bonds they formed along the way. Together, Emma and Luke had learned the most valuable lesson. Emotional intimacy could transform entire worlds, bridging differences, creating lasting friendships, and bringing profound joy and meaning to countless lives.